to Know Gimmicks. We are fresh off WrestleMania Night 1, and we've got JT in the house.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Phil in the house. We've got Chris joining us finally, live and in living color.
My man! Look at him wearing it! Oh, you traitor asshole!
And joining again, we've got none other than the
PAPA GIMMICKS! That's my man's.
What up? How are you guys doing? Y'all excited? WrestleMania season?
It's sure great, isn't it?
Wipe that smirk off your fucking face. All right. Listen. Are we going to start by immediately jumping into the main event? Or are we going to do this in order?
Well, so we'll get there, but first of all, fuck you, Roach. Fuck you, Brady. A win for the full-time wrestlers. Fuck Roman. Fuck Phil.
Hey, I sent a message to Chris a while ago, and what did I say in that message? I think I said, I am all in on Seth Rollins. Yeah. All in.
Careful.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
We're going to do trade shows and do a podcast about AEW now. Be as big a trader as Roach is wearing his Seth Rollins shirt.
Listen here.
Listen.
Hey, it's not a punk shirt. That's all that matters. That
Say
was
it
real.
again.
I told Brady that's all I cared about.
Hey, Chris.
It's not a punk shirt.
Chris, I just need you to know that 2 out of 3 people in that main event have won WrestleMania main events, and the final 1/3 is not CM Punk.
That's okay. It's all right.
That's correct.
At least he's main evented more main events than any of us in this podcast. So
that's your defense?
Yeah, so shut the fuck up.
Bro, I'm literally on a GLP-1 medication. You're slowly dying. Poor Tim's got to count cows, and Roach has to deal with our retarded asses. Like, that's not much of a defense.
Oh, gosh. Okay, all right. Well, again, take a vote. Are we starting off?
We're gonna send it. We're gonna go in order.
We're gonna go in order. Okay, go in order. Well, what'd y'all think, man? What'd you think about that? Well, first off, yeah, let's talk about Yeet. But what'd you think about that stage,
bro?
The stage was great.
I would give
way better than last year.
Yeah, 100%.
The seats on top of the stage, that is so unique, and I would love to have had those tickets.
Yeah, hands down.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm curious, like, what they sold those seats for, because they weren't even on sale on Ticketmaster.
I don't know.
Like, how did you even get those? I don't know.
That was probably some kind of special access or something. I mean, I'm guessing
priority access,
guests
like that.
of wrestlers or something.
Yeah. But that was cool as fuck.
But yeah, they were off to the sides and they were up top. Like, dude, those seats would be amazing.
Yes. Yeah, so man, we kicked it off hot with Jay and Gunther, and I don't know. I mean,
hey, I've been saying this. Whether he keeps it until Jay could lose that title on Monday Night Raw, or he could keep it for 3 months. But that's exactly what we needed. I don't give a shit what the IWC is saying. Jay needed that as a win for a happy moment. Jay's earned it. Now, again, do I think that he needs to hold it for a year? Absolutely not. He does not need to pull a Cody Rhodes. But now we have an underdog face that can go against any of the heels, or you can make a heel and automatically have a story to tell. To me, it's kind of cheating. It's easy storytelling with an underdog, but whether he wins or loses, we're tuning in to see what happens.
I mean, you think the feud with Gunther's over, or like what are we doing now? Like where are we going? I think we're gonna find out on Monday.
We almost have to.
I mean, obviously find out. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna swap it right back to Gunther in a month or a Backlash or whatever. I'm pretty much agreeing 100% with you JT though. Like, he needed the moment. He deserved the moment. Most importantly, I've been overly critical about him as a top guy, his in-ring and all that, and he's a one trick with the Yeet, but undeniable his connection with the fans, and we've been there for those Yeet audience sessions. It's something special, whether you're a fan of his or not, and he deserved it, and I'm happy for him. Seeing him and Jimmy in there, that was cool as hell. I really thought that was like awesome.
Yeah. At the end,
again, to that point about where we go in the future, like I said, I'm interested, but I really think it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because I think Jay has that ability to do a face versus face or a face versus heel type of situation.
I have a theory, but I'm gonna save it to later, and we'll come back around to it.
I'll be back in just a second.
Uh-oh. We done made my man's thirsty. I bet he's going to get him a pour or something.
Yep.
So here's the question. I'm just going to rip this right off the bat. With what we saw tonight and the emotions, both of you have heard my thoughts on this. Should that have main evented?
No.
I know the main event was strong, and I'm not going to deny that there was more star power, but I am still of the opinion that your Royal Rumble winners, regardless of momentum or care, should still main event WrestleMania.
And I 100% see that. I do, because that's just, that's what ties the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. Straight up. But
So
you've got to have bigger, better matchups. I mean, that's just it. Gunther and Jay just was not going to be the main event. If you would have put, go ahead.
no, I mean, I see where JT's going with it, and like I said before, I didn't have a lot of talk with you about it like on air or anything. It's been mentioned before, but 100%, the biggest feud with the best build should be on top. I'm sorry, like last year, I was beyond happy to see Bayley get her Mania moment. There's no way in hell you can convince me she needed a main event either night, though. There's just no way. But I was beyond happy to see her get her Mania moment. I'm a huge fan of hers. I'll say that the main event for this, I thought it was going to get stale with the build. They made it work. They did a little bit enough of other people in it, and Jay turned it up at the right moment. So I thought it worked, but I don't think it should have main evented, no. Now, I think in the future, I see where you're saying it, JT, in terms of the winner gets the main event of WrestleMania. Now, I thoroughly believe that there's not a single person in the world who's going to tune out of the Royal Rumble if they start saying the winner gets a title shot at Mania instead of the word main event. That's going to affect no one's desire to see the Royal Rumble, so they should just start saying that. I 100% agree with that.
Well, so I told Brady this, and I mentioned it on the podcast. While we lost that moment, I think WWE's done a phenomenal job of prioritizing superstars want to be at Mania. Look at what KO did with Stone Cold. Look at what Randy's doing this year for night 2. So again, I think there's some validity in what you're saying as well. But I find it hard as a lifelong WWE fan to cheapen that moment. Now, again, it's the Rumble. It's a guaranteed Mania slot. So, and hot take, while we're all happy right now coming off the hype, unless night 2 delivers, this Mania is not going to be memorable. The only reason it's memorable right now is for John Cena's final Mania. Regardless of how good or how happy we are in this moment in time, and we can save this for the end, this Mania so far has not stacked up to the 38s, the 25s, the 20s, the 14.
Even last year.
40.
Yeah. There's been a little, I agree. Yeah, there's been a little something missing. I think I was kind of like not as hyped for a couple of the matches as I could have been, and probably some of them I didn't dislike any match in particular, but yeah, I definitely agree. It's been a little. I don't want to say lackluster, just hasn't quite been as big.
This 100% felt like a SummerSlam card.
Well, so moving forward from that, though, we got Jay went over, fucking fantastic, and then we rolled.
We got the second match where Roman belonged, and Punk.
Fuck up. Who else would have gone to the main event? Okay,
the Royal Rumble winner.
What?
I said what I said.
Okay, all right. All right.
I stand by it.
There's too many instances where there's bigger matches than the championship match. There's literally no way in hell anyone can say that Triple H and Chris Jericho should have headlined over Hogan and Rock. There's a HBK and Taker at 26 was the biggest match of the year after their banger at 25. There's way too many instances where I'm sorry. The championship match is not the biggest one on the card.
Sure.
That there's some that you can't even try to argue against it, So it is what it is as far as placement.
The second match.
Yeah. So moving on, War Raiders versus the New Day. I used that.
Sorry, I was sleeping during that match.
I used that time to kind of reorganize what we had done in the kitchen, and I stayed for the last of it. I mean, so I don't really have an opinion other than yay, the New Day's they're the new champs.
I
I
think
like it.
I think that they hit the nail on the head with the gimmick ass War Raiders coming out wearing Clash of Clans outfits. They knew they were second on the card and they had to do something else.
Yeah.
Sorry. Is what it is, ain't what it ain't. And unfortunately, the true second match of the night should have been the third match, which we'll get to
Jade.
it. Yeah.
Let's just move
Well,
on.
hey, you know what? Before we move on, I just want to throw a bone to the New Day right now because least we forget the New Day were some phenomenal heels back in the day. It's hard to think about them at this point in our lives as heels with all the power of positivity, the cereal box, eating pancakes, but they were heels and we didn't like them for a long time. But I'm worried that Kofi and Xavier have crossed into cheap heat type of heels where they aren't necessarily hated, but they're just more so ignored.
I think the divisions, kind of ignored on Raw. Like I feel the SmackDown tag division, I mean, has been doing better. Those guys have been standing out. I liked, Nick Aldis doing his little mystery board of all the things. I mean, it's been good. It's been back and forth. It's chaotic. It's been good. Raw needs a lift. I think New Day can do it though. I mean, if they get a couple other teams to make it a little more interesting, I'd say. I mean, to me, Xavier Woods has been fantastic. Like that guy can commit to his character like very few can. He's great, I think.
So
But yeah,
again,
I mean, it's
I
not
take
the
no
best thing I've
credit.
ever seen either.
I take nothing away from them because I know they're fully capable. But like I said, I think it was so easy to hate them because it was like nothing dragged them down. And the power of positivity, even though they were heels, wasn't a thing. But like they never acknowledged the fact they were heels. But now they've gone into this darker, woe is us type of persona. And I just don't think it's working like they thought it would.
I'd say give it time. I'm not like thinking it's the greatest heel turn I've ever seen. I mean, it started off hot, obviously. I was shocked with the Big E thing. That was
Yeah.
whoa. But yeah, I mean, there's room for improvement, but I'm not like writing it off yet by any means either.
So now we're going to talk about the actual second match of the night. I'm going to piss off a lot of people. Jade versus Naomi. First question: are we done with this? Is this feud buried now?
I fucking hope so.
I think, yeah. I mean, there's not much else to do with it. It was pretty definitive. I don't know where else it can go other than Jade. I think there's more story with Jade and Bianca down the line is where it'll lead. I don't see another need for a singles premium event between them though by any means.
Yeah, I've been telling Brady this, but I think the best thing they could do right. Well, I'm not going to say the best because obviously I'm sitting here not in Vegas with WWE Creative, but we need to. I think if Jade came out tomorrow and cost Bianca the championship, and it's revealed that Bianca was the mastermind, and then we get a Jade and Bianca feud, I think that would work.
I mean, that could lead up to SummerSlam.
Because Bianca could carry that feud.
Yeah.
Because this actual match, now I will tip of the old hat to Jade. I think she looked phenomenal tonight. That's probably the best she's looked since she appeared in WWE. But every time I watch fucking Naomi, it's like every time she goes to do something, whether it's hitting the ropes, climbing the ropes, or doing a more complicated or technical maneuver, it's like somebody pressed the half speed button and she does it slow as shit. I can't stand watching her work. It's redundant, it's slow, and it doesn't seem effective in anything she does.
I wouldn't go that harsh with it, but yeah, I mean, I'm not like she's not in my top 5 or anything either. But you're a little more harsh than Naomi about it. But I thought Jay looked good, like you said. That when she caught her, like whatever that was, holy crap, that ending sequence altogether worked for me. That was great. Yeah, and I think something like that only works with Naomi, makes her look good.
The thing is, for me, is Naomi's been in this business far too long for her to still look like that. It doesn't make sense to me that we put Jade and Naomi at WrestleMania when we have better talent. Jade needed a moment. She needs that if she wants to continue to be a big star because they brought her in as a big deal. But at the same time, I think there was more deserving superstars.
I mean,
I think the way to realize it probably is it wasn't for Naomi. It was pretty clearly for Jade.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
well, Jade went over. Walked the end of the match, like you said. Yeah.
More to say from probably Bianca. I'm like you say, whether she costs her or if it leads to something else. I mean, what other Bianca maybe win? I wouldn't be shocked at that if they start building her up as an undefeated Mania person. I don't know if they're gonna. I mean, who knows? But if she wins, I think it's pretty obvious it will turn into a feud later with Jade. So we got to see though, obviously.
So another strong opinion, another Def Rebel classic. Naomi got new music that sounds like everyone else's music. Trash.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. People can be hyped about it, like, oh, it fits her heel persona. Okay, sit down. First of all, I'm not a music major. I can't carry a tune in the bucket. But tell me I'm wrong. If Naomi would have entered the Royal Rumble with that music like Finn did, we would have thought it was somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Not much else to say about that. So
yeah,
we're gonna move on. We got Jacob versus or Fatu versus LA Knight. Hey, Papa Gimmicks, when did you tune in?
I got to see Charlotte.
Okay.
All right. So
we're not
again, without doxing Papa Gimmicks, there was some severe weather in his neck of the woods. So he was out doing the Lord's work. Papa Gimmicks has a phenomenal history of working with emergency services and putting other people above himself. So quick shout out to all of our first responders, military, everyone, so people who look for a greater good. Just a quick shout out, Papa Gimmicks. That one's for you and all of your brothers and sisters out there doing the Lord's work. We thank y'all every week, every day, every time we close our eyes and recognize where we're at. But that's why Papa Gimmicks couldn't see it all. So hopefully he'll have it tomorrow night.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So
Thank y'all.
we got Jacob and LA Knight, and the first thing JT says when LA Knight's walking down, he's like, he's walking down to lose the belt. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I really enjoyed the match. The match was great. It was a good quality WrestleMania. I loved when he caught him in the
BFT off the moonsault.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
Good spot.
Yep.
Great high spot. That's how you're supposed to do high spots in a big profile match.
Yep. And I loved the fact that Fatu was out there doing his thing, won the championship. There was no bullshit. Like, it was just a good, clean fucking match.
Well, what I like is it didn't make LA Knight look weak. Yeah. It took 3 moonsaults to put him down. He fought and wanted to retain that title.
Yep.
My only hope is now LA Knight can go for a bigger title.
Yep. You said that a few times, and I'd be curious to what direction, like if he's going to switch over to Monday Night Raw and maybe try to go in for the World Heavyweight. But I guess we'll just kind of have to see what happens tomorrow with Undisputed.
Yeah.
Just see what direction that takes. But yeah, I mean, good solid match. I don't really have anything of note for it other than, hey, I enjoyed it. Had me on the edge of the seat a few times, and I'm excited.
It was a good match. I think I heard multiple people say this almost verbatim. Only way Fatu wasn't going to walk out as a champion with his momentum and everything was if he got screwed by Solo.
Yep.
I think that's a future feud, by the way. But no, Fatu, man, I've been saying since he debuted, he should have been the guy in Solo's spot this whole time. Solo did, I think, step up a little bit along, towards the end, started showing a little more charisma, but Fatu pretty clearly just has everything better than Solo does. I'm still amazed every time he does a pop-up Samoan drop. He makes that thing look 20 times better than literally anyone else that does those Samoan drops.
We haven't seen a Samoan drop like that since Yokozuna.
I know. He catches them and it makes it look, and because half the people that do it, they don't even land on them. I mean, Fatu's he's on another level. He's great. And the match was, like you said, it was a lot of fun. It was a good match.
Yep.
So that is something that I do appreciate about it is Jacob won it clean. It didn't take a Solo or a Tama or a Tonga. It did what it needed to do, and it made both of them look good. I don't know that feud's over. I think to carry us through, and like I said, I hope LA Knight gets a chance to evolve and go bigger. But I do think that we're going to see a rebound. We're going to see a rematch happen. And honestly, if that caliber of match goes to a SmackDown or a Monday Night Raw or the next PLE, it's going to be towards the topper side of the card with what we've seen. And I think of the SmackDown crew, I think those two have the ability to find more high spots or do something. Like I think they're creative enough themselves that Jacob is going to go up for the moonsault and expect that BFT, and he's going to counter it into a fucking weird type of Russian leg sweep reverse DDT situation, because that's kind of how those characters work. And we could probably watch Jacob Fatu and LA Knight 5 times in a row and never get the same match, and it steadily improve each time.
Yeah, especially if they have more time. That was one of the things. I'll say, like, a couple of the matches early on, I didn't think anything was especially bad with any of them, but I felt like, man, these guys could have gone an extra 10 minutes and really added that next level of drama to it. And that this I think, like you're saying, you give them time to work more, man, they can main event a show and make it memorable, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Friday, right, Brady?
Yeah, dude. We'll see.
Well, I think it's important to note, and we can hit it because we're right. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, we're already halfway through the show. And this night one, there was really, other than Paul Heyman, and we'll get to that, there was no run-ins, no crazy shit, no like middle, other than the Hall of Fame, there was no filler. This was a steady show of competitive wrestling with no additional bullshit or unnecessary nonsense.
Which I think tomorrow is going to be that. So I think that they're going to have a few segments. I think that they're going to, like they did last year, maybe not last year, the year before with Snoop Dogg. They had Snoop Dogg come out and, Shane blew his quad. Like those kind of...
Thank God there was nothing that serious. That's extreme, bro.
But I'm just saying, like,
here comes the money crash.
Yeah, those type of segments, like we didn't get any of that tonight, which I'm okay with. Like,
sure,
honestly, like
that's not a hate.
Yeah,
I mean, but again, it does go hand in hand with, while it was great. So again, we talked about Jacob, and LA Knight, but then we had cheers, but we had Jade and Naomi. So my thing is, there's nothing memorable, right? It's those kind of run-ins, that fan service moment, and
that's going to I really think tomorrow is going to be the WrestleMania of WrestleMania. Like it really will be. So I think having both nights is great in a sense, but they're reserving night 2 for the spectacle portion of it. So, but yeah, after that we got the El Grande Americano.
Gracias.
Yes. It's not Chad Gable, you sons of bitches. Quit saying that, everybody out there.
Chad Gable's
Lord,
not from
are
the
you
Gulf
blind?
of America.
Yeah,
obviously,
dude,
man.
That was fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever they said from the Gulf of America,
I love it,
dude. It was great. I mean, here's the problem.
Sucks for Ray, though, man. That's
what I say. Here's the problem.
Hate to see that, man. Ray's a fucking legend. I would have loved to see him. No disrespect to Phoenix, but that's
So again, I like Ray Phoenix. Tell me why that wasn't Penta in that match.
Penta's tomorrow in the Fatal 4-Way.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean, it could have been Dragon Lee. I don't know. I did think to myself, like, hey, cool for Ray Phoenix to debut and all of a sudden he's in a Mania marquee match. I was like, hey, cool for him. don't have any reason to hate on him. He just but yeah, it sucked that it wasn't Rey Mysterio. Just would have loved to see that, but
Hey man,
he's good. Rey Fenix is good.
It was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was fun. There was, nothing special about it. It was just a good, 3 out of 5 star match.
That 540, 450, whatever. That made me gas. I'll say that. Not
Grande
Americano.
Not Gable, you fucking traitor.
Just said it.
Grande Americano. He's impressing me.
No, that was a good spot.
No, there were some good moves though. Yeah,
it was. Like I said, 3 out of 5. That's a good 3 out of 5.
So again, and this is my worry with all of Lucha. I'm not a hater. Lucha is some of the top tier professional wrestling out there, but there's a reason why luchadors don't last as long, and you see it with Rey Mysterio. Rey has slowed down significantly over his career. My problem is Penta and Rey came in so hot. I want to watch that for the next 10 years. I don't know that Penta, maybe. Penta's a little bit more reserved, but if Rey Fenix isn't careful, especially in a world like WWE, he gets injured and disappears.
Yeah.
He's the next Kalisto.
Who?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, again, 3 out of 5 stars. I think it was fine. And then we rolled in to the Hall of Fame. They went in and, acknowledged everybody. I don't know if any of y'all watched any of the Hall of Fame last night, but I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning and finally had to shut it off. I was like, dude.
I was slumped. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was up for 40 hours.
Yeah. It was good for what it was. I really enjoyed watching Stone Cold and Brett come out and get that statue and, talk about it a little bit. They gave Stone Cold 2 minutes. I think he went 5. Crashed a beer with Pat McAfee. That was fun. And then you got to listen to, Lex Luger. He kind of did more of a preachy speech. And then
I'm glad he got to stand up though.
Yeah,
that was cool.
that was cool.
Just respect, and that's cool to see.
Works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard so many people talk about that. So yeah, respect to DDP for all that.
Got to see Triple H make that long speech. It was really, really good. I really think that he opened some eyes up a little bit when it came to his work and, him giving the credit where credit was due. But other than that, Hall of Fame was solid. I think it went way too long, and I think you talked about
Always does.
Yeah, I think you talked about it. They're going to have to figure something else out with that, man. Like Friday night after SmackDown, and then having everybody I watched NXT Stand and Deliver today, and you've got people that were there till 2 o'clock in the morning, and then their call time was 8 this morning. So they had 6 hours of sleep, and they had to go to work. So
part of that though is the West Coast timing.
Well, still they were still there till 2 a.m. I turned it off at 3 our time, and it was still going for almost an hour.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
How many people were caught sleeping in the audience?
Yeah, Booker T.
Something ain't working with that. I think just doing it separate on Thursday is the way to go.
Yeah,
doing it after SmackDown, people are tired, don't want to stay. I don't know. They're trying different things, and I don't think they've found the right one yet. Obviously,
when we went to SmackDown, the Hall of Fame for WrestleMania 38, it wasn't bad at all. But we just
2 hour SmackDown. Then
do what? It was a 2 hour SmackDown.
Again.
Yeah, 2 hour SmackDown, and we had the Undertaker as a main event. Okay.
Here we go. I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. There was no celebrity induction this year. I don't know if that's gone or whatever. There was no Warrior Award this year. I don't know if
that's Sue Aitchison. She's gone. She's gone.
There's no Warrior Award. So that is.
I don't think they need to do stuff just to hit a checklist.
But
whatever those checklists everyone knows about in the past.
And here's my thing about that. That's 2 gimmick ass awards inductions, whatever you want to call them, gone. Are we going to keep this immortal moment?
See, I think that was cool. Like,
I don't disagree, but as much as I'm biased towards Stone Cold, and I said this, that shouldn't have been the first one. I'm sorry. Again, I love Steve. I think Brett's a piece of shit, but that's my own opinion. Whether any of us like it or not, I'm not going to dive on that right now. But
I know.
whether any of us like it or not, WrestleMania 1 as a whole for being groundbreaking, or Hogan slamming Andre should have been number 1. As much as I love Brett and Stone Cold, Taker Michaels 1 or 2 should wholeheartedly be in above that.
So they probably, and this is just my opinion, they probably did Steve and Brett first because Triple H was already, not Triple H, sorry, Undertaker was already a part of the Hall of Fame with Michelle McCool. So
Bret Hart is now the first 3-time member,
but he would have been anyway. Like,
and he deserves it.
I mean, that's the thing is, I do think that Triple H or Undertaker or Shawn Michaels, I think they'll get the next immortal moment. I really do. I don't think Hogan's going to.
I mean, like, I don't think there needs to be like an order for it. Just because like something else that may be deserving happened earlier doesn't mean it can't be inducted later. There's also, let's be honest, there's always gonna be the politics involved. It's like you said, right now probably Hogan ain't it. It is what it is. But him for slamming Andre obviously is one of the most immortal moments. The number of times that I rented that VHS from Blazing Video in Saginaw back when that was a thing, I can't even count. I did talk to Brady about this though. Like, to me personally, that is one of the most, like, I'm struggling to think of a match that combines both significant moment that led to so many other things, as well as being a good match. You've got other matches you can say are better all around, but did they have as much impact? That match, I mean, there's arguments that match launched Stone Cold to where he became and wouldn't have gotten there. I don't want to say wouldn't have gotten there, but that match had such a significant impact. It almost, in many ways, indirectly led to the Attitude Era. Like, I can't think of another match that has that kind of impact, plus was actually good too. So I think it wholly deserves it. I'm a Bret Hart fan, admittedly. When Hulk Hogan left WWF back then, Bret was my guy, so I had the shades, man. I love Bret Hart. But yeah, that match to me absolutely deserves it. You don't have to go in any order for this kind of thing, in my opinion.
Sure, but and like I said, it wholeheartedly deserves a place there. But it's hard for me to sit back and, again, to what I was kind of saying earlier, you've now removed 2 previous Hall of Fame things, the celebrity / warrior moment, and you've now replaced it with an immortal moment, taking nothing away from Brett, taking nothing away from Steve. But you're going to look me in my face and tell me that the behind the scenes person, Hall of Fame, your Charlie Robinsons, the Earl Hebners, I know he's not a big deal, right? Like your Nick Khans, there's not other people behind the scenes that they could put another, whether we as fans think it entertaining, but immortalize these individuals who's given us something. The Gorilla Monsoons, your Pat Pattersons.
I think that 100% the ref, like for instance, Mike Chioda.
Yes.
I mean, I think that they should be in the Hall of Fame in some form or fashion.
Correct.
I don't know why they're not doing it.
I think they should just be in it, whether it's a special selection. I mean, there's been some, personalities like, Bobby Heenan and Heyman last year. I mean,
yeah,
I'll say there's, this match deserves there's so many more of the celebrities that I'm sorry. I don't need to see Pete Rose doesn't deserve shit as far as WWE Hall of Fame. So I got zero problem with him taking that checkbox out of there. So
that brings up the Legacy Award.
Yeah.
The Legacy Awards don't get recognized during the show. And I kind of understand that, but at the same time, it's like, there's some big fucking names that got the Legacy Award.
Yeah.
Again, this is not hating on it. I don't agree with the delivery and first recipient. If you're going to introduce something like that, and I have a conspiracy theory, you can take it or leave it, that the only reason they did that was to get Steve Austin in Las Vegas and try and get him on the show. Whether he does or don't, that was the buy-in to get his ass there. And then that was there he goes. That's greasing the skids. Be like, we just need you to come out and give one stunner. Well, since you're going to be out there for one stunner, why don't you put that one stunner on? And I won't give any spoilers who we think it's going to be. Again, I'm going to take my tinfoil hat off and set it back to the side. But that's just my.
So I don't think that's. I don't know. I think that he's in Nevada. His Broken Skull Ranch is in Nevada. It's not a big deal. I think if WrestleMania 40 would have been in Las Vegas, he would have been there last year.
Yeah, he would have taken Taker's spot.
Hands down. The issue was he didn't want to fucking go. And I get
But
it.
again, but now they've got him by the scrotum and are dragging him in.
Maybe. I mean,
Miss me with that bullshit.
They probably made the match just to get him there. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, the match is deserving. I got no problem with it personally.
That motherfucker been drinking.
Yeah, yep. Now I had to deny.
All right, well, moving on. So this is where Papa Gimmicks got to tune in. We got Tiffs and Charlotte.
It's Chippy time.
Oh.
Hey, at least she whooped Charlotte Flair's ass.
Hey, calm down.
Yes.
You respect the queen
There you
over
go.
there.
Hey, dude, I am stoked that Charlotte finally fucking lost at WrestleMania.
I was tickled to death. She lost.
Yes.
I hate that so much.
Hate that some bitch. God damn.
It's not her
Sorry,
fault. Well, it is her
JT.
fault that her face doesn't move anymore.
And this is why our podcast is not for children. Okay, so
You want to make it not for children? What was I saying?
okay, what did you think? What did you think? What was your opinion of that match?
I thought it was a good match, man. I mean, it's one of those where it was definitely sloppy at times. Definitely. But, I thought it told a good story of, Tiff needing to kind of gut it out and in the end. And some of those reversals and stuff looked, like I said, it was a little sloppy at times. But it worked. It went longer and it worked because of it. I think about 3 of the other matches could have benefited from the 10 minutes extra that this one clearly got. But it is what it is. But I liked it. I'm glad that Tiffy won. I think the fact she clearly got fan support going for her over the last month, and I think that's the reason she won. A month ago, I know Brady, you and me both said Charlotte's walking out of there the champ. It's on the video, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We said that, but all the BS that's happened, I think her fan support for it made them change their mind. Maybe Charlotte maybe even piss other people off in the back for doing what she's clearly done also. So I'm all for it, man. I think Tiffany's got a bright future ahead of her, and like I said, this wasn't the match of the night, but I thought it was a good match.
1,000% agree with everything you said. I would be lying if I said I'm not concerned with where do we go from here. To your point, I'm not so sure that Tiffy winning clears us. And again, I'm a huge Charlotte fan. I'm behind her 1,000%. But I'm worried that it's gone to Charlotte's head and that Charlotte's not going to want to perform or be at your weekly showings or tapings for a match.
That's on her, man.
Hey, so hold on. Pump your brakes. Do I think Charlotte needs that title again? No. Do I think the title or that title needs Charlotte right now? No. But now, and again, this is standard data, but it worries me right now that something's not going to come up for Tiffy, and we're going to automatically roll into a rematch feud again. I think Charlotte needs to come back. Charlotte needs to go for an Intercontinental or a U.S. championship, bring a little bit of relevance, not because she's Charlotte Flair, but because we need to get Charlotte to hit Roach's point. She's a little rusty, does her first one-on-one, get her back in the ring, get to the reason why she is a 14-time, we won't talk about math in public, like you said. That shit was funny as fuck. That shit.
Yeah,
I
you
was
brought
gonna
that
bring it
out, and I
up.
like pulled the calculator, and I'm starting mathing it up. I'm like, yeah, that's
simple math. What do you mean
That's
you pull out the calculator?
He was over here mathing it. I saw it on the TV. I'm like, okay, I'm just making sure. Click, 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 and it's like, all right.
Yeah. So, I think we need Charlotte to be humbled. I think she needs to go back and remember what got her to where she's at, and it's not her daddy's last name. Before you make a smart ass remark, Roach.
Dude, Charlotte was fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
Like, I loved Charlotte Flair for a long
She's gotten
time.
stale. She's
I
gotten
mean,
stale.
yeah.
She hasn't
She was
changed.
good. I think she's done her time. She needs to move on.
She has not evolved. Brady, I've sent you endless text messages and thoughts about this. Charlotte has not evolved.
Yeah.
Bailey and Becky have evolved in different times, numerous ways over the years. Charlotte has not. She is slightly more confident in her presentation and character, and she clearly can go in the ring. But she is the same as she's always been for years now, and fans are noticing that and getting tired of it.
Very true. And I hate to kind of ruin our train of thought here, but you just mentioned a name leading into tomorrow. Bailey taken out?
Bailey's taken out, and we now have a mystery tag team partner. And
I missed.
Why
Okay,
was
so I
Bailey-
missed what happened with
Why
that. Was it a
Bailey
backstage
taken out?
angle?
I missed that.
This was during the pre-show.
Yep.
And during
Okay.
the pre-show, they went to a earlier today segment, and Bailey was attacked. And
Don't know who.
don't know
Whatever.
who.
Yeah. Okay.
And it just so happened that Liv and Raquel were walking up, and Adam Pearce saw it and told Lyra she has to find a partner.
within 24 hours, she's got to find her a partner. And yes, I know. I'm
What,
not
what,
allowed to
what?
say and talk about a certain name.
Just count. Shut
A
up.
redheaded chick.
A
He's
redheaded.
gonna bring
Daughters.
Becky Lynch back. Hell, I'll say it.
I can't talk about it.
Is this the only reason you brought these assholes in tonight so they could say it?
Can, not me. Okay.
It'd be a cool Mania moment if that happens. It would make sense also Bex and Lyra being Irish, all that. It'd be cool.
They put a badass match on it in
JT,
NXT.
I hope they choke on a
They
potato.
Hey, I'm the first one that likes to see Brady get pissed off and upset. But even though this will make him happy, I still support it, despite that fact. Okay.
I would be okay if it wasn't a certain redheaded individual. I would be okay with Alexa. That'd be fine. Let's just have somebody
Doesn't make sense, but it won't happen.
doesn't
We'll
make
see.
sense.
We'll see what happens, I guess.
It doesn't.
We'll see.
But okay. Well, after that, moving on.
He's like,
I actually just thought of what happened with it, though. Roxanne Perez is supposedly supposed to. She's already kind of, sort of on the main roster. She's officially going to be the main roster. And I'm hearing like they're all in on her. Which JT, you're making eye rolls at it.
Roxanne's
Future
awesome.
women's champion, without a doubt, 100%. That chick is a future multi-time women's champion. She's amazing.
It's not that I'm rolling at Roxanne, but I'm tired of these big names, big names. Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez coming in. If they're that fucking good, let them run by themselves. Period.
She will. She's going to. She's going to.
No, she's going into
not
a
going in with the
tag
team.
match.
I don't think that.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying she attacked Bailey. They've already been having something going on for a minute now. I'm saying maybe she's the one that attacked Bailey.
And she's not going to be the one that fills in tomorrow. Like, no.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
It's going to be a big name. Like,
I was going to be hot.
They're going to.
No, she's not going in babyface. Roxanne's going in cocky. I'm the shit, bitch heel. Which she's been killing it as for a year.
Sure.
And
I 100% agree with that. I want this younger talent. I just
think that she will be the one who attacked Bailey, and that will lead to a lot of fun. So, but I don't know. Honestly, if it's not the redheaded lass, I don't know who it will be. To be honest, though, so
I'm not going to get any hopes up because I'm not going to disappoint myself. But I've been ready for a certain someone to show back up for.
Stop talking about it, you
Why,
lying hoe.
I didn't say a fucking name.
Oh, so you're gonna do some sneaky shit.
Okay, so
Alexa Bliss is who it needs to be for your sake, so you can talk about it.
Alexa Bliss.
Yep.
makes no sense. But we'll see.
It didn't matter. Sense, no sense. There's a lot of shit that happens that makes absolutely no sense. So moving on to the main event, we've got Seth Rollins versus Roman versus Punk. And let me tell you something, boys, gentlemen.
Eating it up.
Here's the deal. And you can ask Chris.
I'll ask him
100 times over.
I'll ask him.
Did I or did I not say I am okay if Seth Rollins wins? I don't want fucking Roman to win. I said if Seth wins, I am 100% perfectly fine with it.
So
I just do
He did
not,
say that.
under
as
any
I said.
circumstance, want Roman to win. So I am perfectly happy with the turnout of the main event.
So in true triple threat fashion, who lost the match?
Roman Reigns.
Oh, Roman Reigns got pinned?
Lost the match. Hey, so it's okay. It's okay. Because
Hey,
he
you know,
didn't get pinned by Punk.
but hey,
If he would've
just
done-
like
That's
I
true.
told you, you want to know the good news, Roach? Seth Rollins is
that?
going to be out 6 to 8 months with a back injury because he carried that entire fucking match.
Hey, you know what?
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's start off with this. Opinions out. No. I'm serious. Like opinions out of it. What did you think of the match? Just outside of any opinions of just the match itself.
That
I
was a
thought it was
4-star
fucking
match.
banger. I was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, 4-star.
I was on the edge of my seat. It was great.
I loved it. They had
10,
me
a fucking 10. No.
jumping out of my fucking chair a few times,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
was on the
because
edge
it
of my
was
seat.
close.
I thought it was a Three Stooges match.
God damn
So
it.
I would
That's what I thought.
had I not been friends with Roach and Brady, this match meant nothing to me. But it was the allure and draw of knowing that I had the possibility to talk smack to the both of you. So phenomenal storytelling. It finally paid off for me personally. I don't know how many other people get the unique opportunity that I have to watch two best friends fight and bicker for 2 months. I mean,
You don't even see most of it, dude. That's
I
the
know,
reality. You
and
don't
that's
even
what
see
I
most
love.
of it.
I may not see it, but believe it or not, I talk to him at a minimum once a week, and at least for 5 minutes. This goddamn Roach, this motherfucker, you won't believe what he texts me. I mean, just fucking wound. This dude's wound so tight he could eat ball bearings and shit BBs,
Listen,
and I love it.
I
Did
have
Brady? Did you tell him what I said about if Stone Cold showed up?
no. Why don't you go ahead and explain
I
it?
said Stone Cold ain't gonna show up because he knows that Roman would bitch slap him and
Yeah.
steer his ass out of there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, so I'm surprised
That was just pure shit talking because he's not gonna show up for that. But
it really is surprising that Roman lost because when Paul Heyman hit him between the legs, I figured his fist would have got stuck in his vagina. But I mean, you know, that's the only title he hasn't won yet, the women's championship.
He did a little rub with that. That was a little odd, to be honest.
Yeah, he got him with the silly salmon there at the end.
I know, dude. That was. Heyman's not a physical performer. Let's be honest. So.
Those three gentlemen, to y'all's point, the bigger names.
Yeah.
And they showed why they were going to be the main event.
It was hands down the
I
best
thought
thing
everyone
that they could have done.
contributed. Yeah, I thought all three of them were phenomenal. It was fantastic. You know, like I'll be honest, in the little hype video, which fucking kick-ass Machine Head song, by the way. Dude, every time it would show Punk's, and I'll give this credit, when Punk goes crazy with the fucking big eyes, there's something about that, dude. I'll give credit. That got me hyped up. Like when he goes really batshit angry, crazy, it gets you pumped and gets you into it. So yeah, all three of them, man, it was great. They all contributed. So
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the use of signature moves to false finishes. I think someone's finisher should mean something. And at WrestleMania, if you want to kick out of 2, at max 3 of them, it does create those on the edge of your seat moments. But if you aren't careful, it loses its luster quick, fast, in a hurry. But again, the storytelling,
Yeah.
like that GTS spear stomp combo was absolutely cinema. I fucking love that.
Yes.
The only thing that would have been better is I wish Seth would have like bounced off the ropes and came back. But who am I?
Yeah.
But that's why we tune in. That's why they main evented.
And
I think, I mean, the finisher stuff is like, I see your point, and sometimes it is way over the top, especially in certain other promotions. Even though I don't hate on it as much as a lot of people do, but they definitely overdo it. But also, I would also like argue on that point, like if they're always actually the finisher, isn't it a little bit predictable then? Like, so I don't know. It goes both ways, I think.
Sure.
So, but I don't think it should by any means be like a Monday Night Raw needs to be kicking out of 5 finishers in a row and all that kind of shit either. So
yeah,
it's
exactly.
Mania.
It's
I think I'm
WrestleMania.
okay
the
with
stakes
it.
are high.
You got to send it at WrestleMania, and the advantage of a triple threat is Roman can hit the spear on Punk, and Seth can, cause the breakup. But just straight clean kicking out.
So, and Roach can attest.
Man,
to
I held
this.
my breath on Punks. Brady, you asked me, and it was true. I held my breath.
Yeah. I was like, hey, that make you a little nervous there, brother?
It did. It absolutely did.
So Chris can attest to this. I have sent him numerous messages. Like, I am not the biggest fan of triple threats. I'm just not.
Yeah, they're hard.
They are.
They're hard.
And at the end of the day, like this one 100% delivered with what a triple threat should be. And
I've criticized triple threats since Chris Jericho won his first fucking title.
Yeah.
God damn, Stone Cold should have won that motherfucker. End of line.
And here's the deal. The
Wait,
thing
what?
is,
When it was it
That
triple,
wasn't a triple threat. That was a 2-night thing. He beat Rock and Stone Cold in the same night.
in the same night. It was the first match.
It
He
wasn't
beat Stone
triple threat.
Cold, and then he went and beat The Rock.
Yeah.
At the end of the show.
It's fucking trash.
Tom Brady never beat Rock and Stone Cold the same night, but Chris Jericho did, by the way.
Dude, what did you say? What? What was that?
Tom Brady never beat Stone Cold and The Rock in one night, but Chris Jericho did.
Man of 1,000 holds. 1,001.
Yes. No, wasn't it 1,004 or something? Like, I don't know. It was something.
Armbar.
It was great, whatever it was. How many different arm bars? That was fantastic.
So, like I said, I don't think the main event could have been any better. I love the fact that Paul Heyman turned on Punk and Roman both, walked out with Seth. You called it, you predicted it, and at the end of the day, like, I'm not upset. I'm happy. Again, I'm 100% on Seth right now, and I'm very curious to see where this leads. Like, I really am. I want to know, like, are we done with the Roman? Are we done with Seth? Like, is Punk and Seth? I'm sorry, not Punk. Paul Heyman and Seth, are they gonna go and do their own thing now? Like, what's going on?
Are you
we're
ready
gonna
for my
start finding out
theory?
next week. Do what?
Are you ready for my theory that I mentioned earlier?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's hear it.
We've all agreed Jay doesn't exactly need a lengthy reign here. I'm going to be shocked if he hasn't passed SummerSlam, but I don't see. I think Seth will get up in there, and I think Seth's going to take the belt from him with Paul Heyman's help.
Well, so
I see that. I see that making a lot of sense personally.
Well, so it's hard for me as one of the odd neutral third parties, but is Seth Rollins a face or a heel now?
I don't think he plays either.
I hope he goes heel. I think he's going to go heel with Heyman. I think he's going to rub it in. I mean, he'll probably still get people singing his theme or whatever, but yeah. But I mean, I think he's going full heel.
Okay, so I know I'm not allowed to say this name, but I'm going to say it because the backstage reaction to this certain redhead was
Becky Lynch.
She was so happy. That was
she
awesome.
was so
actually.
happy.
Yeah.
I mean, she tweeted "goat," and you tagged me in it, and I loved it. I think it's the best thing. Power couple, dude. I really hope that they are able to do something like that. That was so much fun.
Real life friends and family being happy for their real life friends, I'm all for that. Seeing the reality of it, she's got to be nothing but legitimately happy in real life, and I love it. So
yeah,
the only way I would be okay, and it's not because I'm a huge fan of her, but because we've talked about this, and when we were booking the territory off camera, the only way that would work is if AJ Lee comes back, and we get
a Seth redhead.
Becky.
Yes, Seth. What?
Becky.
Okay, and then
Seth and the man of the house. Go ahead and say it.
So, yeah, 100%, dude. And that could be a main event at SummerSlam. They've got two nights to fill.
All day.
2 nights.
They could put that.
I'd love to see that match. I would love to see that.
It's going to have everyone in their seats.
And so here's the deal:
Yeah.
Punk signed a 3-year term, 3 years, and we're already halfway through it. So
because he was injured.
But he was.
Oh. Hey, tennis elbow in people his age is a serious thing. So you got to give Punk's got to be careful with that tennis elbow. It'll creep up and it'll get you.
Yeah, but at the end of his 3 years, they're going to be scared that he's going to leave, and they'll give him a WrestleMania win.
We'll see.
Punk's not leaving.
I mean, they're going to have to keep extending his contract because he's going to keep getting hurt.
God,
he's up there in the years. So.
You know what? Y'all can both fuck off. Listen, main event.
Brady, I haven't even gotten obnoxious yet, but I'm gonna save it for later. But
no, I want to hear it. Get obnoxious, motherfucker. What do you gotta say?
So this is where JT, you're gonna tell me to fuck off too with where I see this going. But so I think this is fantasy book. What you call it, fantasy book in the territory? Is that the term?
Your book of the territory,
whatever. Yeah. Book in the territory. Okay. Tell me if you would hate this, but I like I said, I see Seth. I see them going in with Seth. I see Seth winning the belt back. I think that's a damn good SummerSlam match, personally, if they didn't go, with the Punk thing or something. But I think that's a damn good SummerSlam match for one of the nights, and I see Seth winning. And my hope that I've been talking about for years, and you've already told me to fuck off with it, JT, but I want to see Roman and Seth at Mania in a main event for a belt, and I think that's how you get there. And don't tell me that won't be a fantastic story. It will be, and it'll be a fantastic match.
I think I'd rather go out in the driveway and dig a hole with my face.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do something to show you something real quick.
You're gonna do something? Show me something.
Fuck! I know what he's doing.
What's he doing?
He's pulling out this belt.
He's pulling out a belt.
He's pulling out a belt.
He can pull it out all he wants. I wish.
Okay, so
I wish we could see him Punk's mom pulled out.
We're gonna wrap this call up, and
look at that! Boom. How sexy is this belt, by the way? Even if you don't like the plates, but look at that.
Oh, that's your fairy tale belt.
For WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans, it becomes reality. Yep.
We're gonna get you put in rehab because you're obviously smoking crap.
No, I don't smoke crap. No.
Fentanyl's bad, bro. Put it down.
I mean, I may take a gummy here and there, but no, I don't do that. So,
I'm gonna be real honest with you, and I'm saying this as respectful as possible. All jokes to the side, I think Roman is about to enter his give back tour.
No, he just did it. He's done with it. Back on top. No, I'm just kidding. No, you might be right. You might be right. You really might be, to be honest.
Well, so real quick, because
I don't think do I think he needs that? No.
Yeah,
I would love to see it, obviously, but it's more that I've been wishing for that story for forever. The one-on-one, really true long-term feud with them.
One more run. I think if Roman has one more solid run, but it cannot be 1,400 fucking days. It's going to have to be a situation where he has it for a few months and drops the belt to somebody that's deserving, starting his give back.
I will give you a money, like Roman wins and then gets fucked on a Money in the Bank.
And that would be fucking awesome. Like, I love it. And then he would get his championship for all of 5 seconds, like, a guy named Drew McIntyre.
Oh, your favorite wrestler? You remember the time Brady wore his Drew shirt and his Drew belt at Raw?
Stay tuned to Friday Night SmackDown because he might be wearing it again.
Yeah, we're going to find out tomorrow night if I have to wear a Drew McIntyre shirt or not.
Well, you will, because that's your favorite wrestler.
Or if Chris has to wear... What is it? Say it. Say it out loud, please.
A CM Punk shirt. Punk shirt.
Here's Friday Night SmackDown.
I'd rather kick myself in the nuts till I pass out.
And then, what's going to be the beauty of it all is when Punk plates actually come out, and then Roach has to strap those plates onto a title belt and wear it out in public to an event. That's going to be the best. I cannot wait.
I don't think that's part of our bet ever. That's not a bet we have going.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna make a joke though earlier with Roman. Roman gets the belt back. I think the obvious choice for his final match is, after an 8-year reigning champion at WrestleMania 50, him versus Brock for the final time.
Jesus
What you
Christ.
think?
They fucking walk out.
the biggest WrestleMania main event of all time.
I will
There you go.
start a shotgun.
Uh-oh.
And Tim disappeared again.
We lost the Papa
The
Gimmicks.
funny thing is there's actually fan made posters of the two of them at WrestleMania 50 with gray beards.
Yeah. Dude, walking down the aisle like on walkers and
I
shit.
know.
That'd be fantastic.
We had flash
Man.
flood warnings. Pop up.
Holy shit. Man, it's not that bad. It's not that bad out here. It's raining a bit, but it's not severe weather out here yet. Hopefully.
No, I think
Hold on. We're going to jump way back. As much as it wasn't great, I totally respect, as someone who used to live on the East Coast in coastal Carolina, mad respect for Jim Cantori doing the opening to Jade Cargill's entrance.
Yeah, that was
There's a story. It was so fucking corny.
Yeah.
But God, that shit
That
had,
didn't
I was
that didn't come
crying.
off. That didn't come off well. Like I get they're trying to do a big entrance for it. That wasn't it though. No, that wasn't it.
That shit was funny.
Yeah.
But again, that was all of Mania, and again, I said it earlier, but it's a good thing Mania is 2 nights, because this Mania was, while good, this was a SummerSlam card.
And I'm getting back to the opinion of, I don't know that 2 nights is truly necessary. I think if they had a 5-hour show, maybe an hour pre-show, and we could just be done with Mania for the weekend,
Yep.
I would be okay.
Do we? All right, because I have a shitty memory and I've been drinking. Big surprise. What's the card for tomorrow?
So, well, I don't even
Fatal
fucking know.
4-way.
Fatal 4-way, yeah.
And that's for
The triple
IC?
threat women's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drew and Priest. Randy Orton versus most likely Nick Aldis, which I think that's going to be a cool thing to see.
I don't think so.
Who do you think it's going to be, if you don't mind me asking?
Rusev.
Rusev.
I thought, I wouldn't be surprised at that. I thought Alistair, but they've clearly
425.
promoted. Yeah, they said 425. So Rusev, I wouldn't hate. All this would make the most sense given what they got to work with. Yeah, Cody versus Cena. The women's tag that we were talking about.
Yeah.
With what's her name, Brady?
Some simple redhead.
When Brady shows up to this podcast with a fucking black eye tomorrow, it's your fault.
So
I am okay with that, just FYI. So go ahead, JT. Yeah.
what the fuck?
So again,
Goddamn,
So
bro.
don't take his glasses off first. There's a rule there, be a gentleman about it.
So just real quick, and again, I apologize. I've been drinking, so it's hard for me to count. But just looking at what we have stacked, to Brady's point, I could have done without Jade versus Naomi. I could have done without El Grande versus Ray. I could deal without Drew versus Priest and a Randy versus whoever. Not that I'm not saying, and that's not a hate. That's not a hate.
Randy needs to be there, and
Well, hold on.
they need to have that element of surprise.
Well, so just follow me for a second.
Okay.
So if you take out the matches I just listed, Jade and Naomi, El Grande and Ray, Drew versus Priest, and Randy and the Mystery, that leaves nothing but title matches. And to your point with a 5-hour match, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, the triple threat. Oh yeah, 7. That's 8 matches. I think this WrestleMania could have been a one-night show.
We could have.
I have no. I, as a fan, depending upon the card and the story building, wouldn't mind if they flop. But the problem is they have to predict that a year in advance so they can sell tickets.
What do you mean?
versus a one night versus 2 night.
So, but they're not going to ever go back to a one night at this point. I'm just saying.
They better be careful.
Not until business starts going down and attendance starts going down.
But
as long as it is anywhere close to it's going to be this way.
But not WrestleMania. They're going to do SummerSlam 2 nights, and then they're going to really judge it because they've already booked themselves into a situation where they have to do SummerSlam 2 nights this year and SummerSlam 2 nights next year. So
you know what's coming for the Rumble, right? You know what's coming. And to be honest, if anything, Rumble makes sense because those. You get those Rumble matches those Rumble matches take up a lot of time.
They're an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes long. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is they would make more sense to do 2 nights than the fucking SummerSlam, in my opinion. And they're still filling 40,000, 50,000 people at the Rumbles. I've been to you and I both have been to a 40,000 seat Royal Rumble. So
I went to a 20,000.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, I just don't see the need for 2 nights at this point. Mind you, I love being able to hang out with you guys and do it for a weekend. But
so that goes back to what me and you kind of talked about before is whether. Here's where WWE doesn't get enough credit. It is a worldwide sport. It may not have as many views for PLEs as the Super Bowl, the World Cup, or the World Series, but it is weekly, episodic, and it gets more views throughout the year than probably some sports combined.
Well,
and that's why it's hard.
They're huge. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's hard to do this because they cater to the world. It's easy for MLB to cater to the United States. The World Cup, it caters to half of the world, but I don't know, sure, the World Cup comes to America, but I think I could count on my hand the number of people that I know personally that give a fuck. But
true.
WWE, weekly episodic, big PLEs, that is why we need 2-night manias. 2-night Rumbles, I think it's justified. You have 2 independent brands. You have 2 Rumble matches. 2-night SummerSlams. You still have 2 shows. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier about WWE's message of making WrestleMania and just being on the card more important again. If they can continue to focus on these other PLEs and the messaging of, I got to get 2 Mania, I got to get 2 SummerSlam. If I get to SummerSlam, I can get to the Rumble. That gives me a chance to get to Mania. That's where the money lies in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Survivor Series. Here we go.
No.
Rest in peace, Dusty. Get the fuck rid of War Games. Take it back. Put some stakes on the line. Put back this brand gets the first draft pick. Bring back champion versus champion.
Yeah.
Give me something a smidgen more gimmicky, but put it back in the hands of technical wrestling.
Yeah, I'm over War Games at this point.
It's got to mean something, but even then, I mean, a traditional match can mean just the same amount of thing with that. Like this year, I think it kind of sort of made sense. As far as the story of the bloodline and all that. Sure. I enjoyed it. The year before, it didn't make sense. I'm sorry. Judgment Day was. I really like Judgment Day, but they weren't.
Oh,
they're not the ones that needed it. Plus that fucking idiot debuted at Survivor Series the year before. Fuck that. That was pointless. So
it was pointless, right? They just main evented WrestleMania. But okay,
it took over a year.
All right.
Bro, I think Roman Reigns has had more matches in a year time span than fucking CM Punk has.
I think Punk has shown up at more events in the year than Roman showed up in the last 5.
At least fucking Roman doesn't cry.
At least Punk shows up.
The only thing he's done significant is hit somebody with a toolbox.
Which was fucking badass.
Yeah, but even fucking Roman, at least Roman Reigns fucking main evented WrestleMania.
So let's talk about tomorrow. All right. So we've got
predictions.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a phenomenal idea, Chris. So I wrote it down as we were calling out. Women's tag match for the titles. Motherfucker, I don't want to hear anything that starts with a B, anything that starts with an R, anything that starts or sounds like the man. I don't want to hear Seth Rollins' wife.
So I did hear a prediction from somebody that during that match, for whatever reason, the Wyatt Six shows up with what's her name, Nikki Cross, and Alexa, and screws Liv and Raquel. I did hear that prediction. So there may be, and Alexa is in Vegas. So I did see that. So that could be a good way to introduce the Wyatt Six back. And then have an immediate feud.
Yeah, maybe. I think I'm thinking unless a redheaded last kicker shows up, 2-team with Lyra. I don't see anyone else beating Liv and Raquel though. And it leads into another prediction of why. And I selfishly want to see it. You'll probably hate it, but I selfishly want to see it. But we'll get there when you get to that other match. But I think unless it's Becky showing up, Liv and Raquel are going over. Liv also, let's be honest, sometimes Liv has had the year that she deserves a Mania win also. Are you going to sit there, JT, are you fucking kidding me? Are you going to sit there and say Liv hasn't had a banger year and doesn't deserve a Mania moment after everything she's done last year?
I think Liv deserves a Mania moment, and I think that she deserves the win. I'm a Liv fan, have been since day one. I've got a picture of her with me hanging on the wall. Like, it's...
Oh, is that what it takes? Take a picture with somebody and they deserve a Mania moment?
Absolutely. Take a picture with me, main event.
Bro,
Yeah.
bottom ribs move? You suck yourself off that hard? Here we go. I'm not a hater. Let me start with that. I'm not a hater.
You're a hater. You're a fucking hater.
The women's tag titles, that whole thing has been the most lackluster goal accomplishment.
It has.
Like, if,
I mean,
like, oh, by the way, we missed a match. AJ Styles and
Logan Paul.
Logan
yeah.
Paul.
Forgot about that one.
So
Here's the thing about...
hold on. My thing is if there was a title to leave off the show, it was that one. And you said it tonight.
Yeah.
I would rather have Chelsea Green than the women's. And again, Chelsea's done. I used to be a hater on her. She's done phenomenal work. But if we were going to leave something off of Mania, it should have been the women's tag titles. And again,
if it
I'm not
wasn't
a
Liv
fan.
with it, I think they would have.
I'm not a Liv fan. I don't think that. And the only reason I'm not a Liv fan is because I think she does too much. She does too much kicking and screaming and crying. She wants to do these spots that never totally pan out. It seems like everything Liv does, Liv wants, and again, I'm not putting this on her because it's obviously at a minimum, a 2-person rodeo. She wants to put these big things, but neither her nor her opponent can live up to them. I think that she has great aspirations, and until she finds a legit rival, i.e. Steamboat and Flair, Rock and Austin, I don't think Liv Morgan has found someone that takes her or her opponent to their potential.
A year ago, I would have agreed with you. I just flat out don't now, but that's okay. You know, to your point, I think she had a good match with Jade a couple weeks back. You know, you remember whatever it was 2 weeks. I thought she brought a lot of good stuff out of Jade. It was odd that Jade lost, but since it was from interference, that made sense. You know, but I thought she brought a good match out of her. I think she's improved a ton. I had been saying for all the way up until the last year how overrated she was, and her first championship run was pretty much trash. but I thought she absolutely stepped up and I think the wording I used when I talked to you about it, Brady, was she's an absolute superstar now. And yeah, a year ago I would have absolutely agreed with pretty much everything you're saying, JT. But I think she has gone into that. She's one of the top stars, kind of, and she in her character, it looks real and believable. Extreme Live was not fucking believable, but this stuff
I
now,
100% agree with that.
yeah.
But again,
And
right?
I think she's working better too. So
I understand she's a heel.
mm-hmm.
I understand that we're supposed to hate her, but once again, I feel like she uses that too much. It makes sense. It's like it's right here in my face, and I can't get past it. To your point, maybe that I'm supposed to hate her, but she's using cheap heat, heel, whiny crybaby tactics that make me not like her. And I don't mean that. She has the potential. To your point, you flipped, but I still think that because she has Raquel and the Judgment Day as a crutch, and everyone hates Dominic Mysterio and she loves him and she can crutch along on that. If Liv Morgan was a heel by herself, I would 100% agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I can see kind of what you're saying though, but like I said, I'm just gonna go. I'll go back to what I said. Like I think she deserves it. So that I get. I'm not. I think I could probably count, on more than one hand people that are overall better than her. For sure. I'm not saying she's one of my top 3 right now in WWE by any means. I just think that it may be, now that I think of it, maybe because I feel she's improved so much, I'm just beyond impressed with her lately. So
what I will tell you is, and this ties in, and we can go ahead and jump and skip around. This is a great segue into the Intercontinental Championship. But I think if the Judgment Day were to dismantle to include Liv and Raquel, and Liv were to target the IC title, I think she would prove exactly what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be a great build. I think it would pay off. Win or lose.
I thought that's what they were going to go. Like a couple months back, I thought that's what was going to happen. I thought, well, she's not in the world title. That to me made sense, and I think she will. Let's not say could. I think she will sooner than later bring some prestige to that title. If maybe a certain other redheaded doesn't do it, maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
So on to the Intercontinental 4-way.
Finn Balor better fucking walk out.
You ain't shitting.
And he needs. Oh, okay. Here's.
You want me to just say it? I mean, you want me to just say it?
Say it.
Dirty Dom.
No. Okay.
No, let's be honest. It's gonna be by a shithead way. Braun's gonna spear Finn, and I think because of storyline that we see happening, Finn's probably on the way out of Judgment Day or something. So I think it's gonna be something like Braun spears Finn, and Dominic knocks him out of the way. Yeah, Dominic knocks him out of the way and gets the pin or something along those lines. And then that's the only way. I mean, let's be honest, that's the only way he's gonna win. But then after that, you're gonna hate it, JT, but Liv being champion while Dom is champion is gonna be the most obnoxious fucking thing in the world, and I'm all for it. It's just for a month, like a month. That's all it needs to be.
And again, I will tip my hat, like I just said. If that were to go the way, and again, my God, that's storytelling, right? So now you have a Liv versus Liv and Dom, and if that happens, we would probably get a Dom versus Finn, because Dom's going to screw Finn, whatever, with Liv or Raquel's help. But if we got a Liv and Dom versus Raquel and Finn scenario, phenomenal. Like it just becomes the power couple of the mid-card titles against these other people. I'm right, brother. I'm riding that train with you, and I'm going to ride it until it fucking derails.
I wouldn't hate Braun keeping it either, though. So
I wouldn't hate it either, but based off his attitude and his ability to not change, but the motherfucker cut a Steiner Math promo today.
Which is fucking phenomenal.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Yes.
Oh my god, that was great.
Braun, here it is. Put this on your books, gentlemen. Put this on your books. Braun Breaker will be competing for a main event title in the next 3 years at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Unless
Maybe not the main event.
shy of something.
One of the
crazy.
world titles, you're saying. Not necessarily the main event, but one of the world titles.
Yes. He will compete for a
100%
Universal
agree.
or
Yeah.
a World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, shy of something egregious. Uh-oh. My man's back. Tim's back.
Okay. There we go.
Yep, sorry.
I saw some power going
Welcome
out
back,
earlier.
Papa
There we
Gimmicks.
go.
He's back. He lost
I'm back.
electricity, folks. But again, Papa Gimmicks just coming back. Opinion of mine, Braun Breaker will be competing for a main event championship at WrestleMania within the next 3 years. Does that mean he's going to lose the title tomorrow? No. Would I be upset if he lost it tomorrow? Only if he doesn't grow out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think because I don't think there's
Hit a no notes.
I don't know. Yeah, there's not like you said, this dude's a future champion without a doubt. I think it depends on how fast they want to push him to that. If they are planning on it this year, having him losing where he doesn't lose makes a lot of sense. But we'll see. I don't know, man. Like, he's got all the potential in the world, though. What is he, like 25 or something like that? I mean, yeah, dude's got all the upside in the world.
Yeah, and that's not it for this scenario. Because again, let's face it, whether any of us like it or not, it's Dom. We all want Dom versus Finn.
Yep.
And then the Intercontinental title has almost taken a back seat because we're all keeping our eye on that.
Yep.
Again,
maybe they don't. Maybe they don't need the belt for it even then. So yeah, I don't see Penta winning it just because I don't think he needs to. And I kind of actually, realistically, I hope him and Ray Phoenix just team back up on Raw or something.
I think that with WWE, which a big announcement today, we didn't talk about, WWE acquired AAA. I think it would be a damn shame and almost irresponsible if they don't take Ray and or Penta back down to AAA. Not permanently, right? But
just showcase matches.
But put an Intercontinental or U.S. Championship on them and send them down there to face off against their champion to a no contest.
Yeah.
Kind of applying that old school territory where Ric Flair would travel as the NWA champion to the Florida Championship Wrestling and win dirty or have a false finish to make their local champion look good. I think that would be phenomenal for AAA.
I saw that lightning out there. Dang.
It's loud.
Yeah, we got a hell of a storm coming through again.
Yeah.
Jade Cargill must be there.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So
yeah.
So any comments on the Intercontinental title? You kind of sat silent.
Yeah, I mean, you said no notes. No notes, man. It is what it is.
Brady
We'll
wants
talk about
Finn.
your
Brady
favorite
wants
match for
Finn.
tomorrow then.
Okay.
AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Your boy Logan coming in with his prime.
So here's the deal with that.
I'm going to go fill this up.
Yeah. I spent some time earlier cleaning the kitchen. And I think that's going to be the portion of WrestleMania I spend cleaning the kitchen. I don't give a fuck, man. I wish I did, but I just don't. Logan Paul is not my thing. AJ Styles, I'm excited he's going to be there, but dude, he could have done so much better. I think the match quality is going to be great. I think it could be a 3 to 4 star match, but the problem is I just don't fucking care about Logan Paul, not even a little bit.
I want to like Logan Paul because and it hurts to say this, and I hope Roach can hear me.
I can hear both of y'all.
Whether any of us like it or not, Logan Paul is the best outsider to come into the business and make us pay attention and have the ability to put on a quality match. Whether it's because of high spots, whether it's because we hate him, or whether it's because he uses his social media influence to build it, I have to give it to him. Do I think Logan Paul and AJ Styles rate this Mania match?
No.
No. And I hate that for AJ because I want nothing but the best for him because whether we like it or not, AJ's on the end of his career.
Yeah.
I think that match will be where I'm playing on my phone, checking dirt sheets, unless something crazy happens. And I hate to say it, but Logan's going over because he has to get relative again.
Yeah.
He jumped the ship to Raw. That was the big story. And if that's the case, he needs to get big again so he can be the guy to go after the winner of the IC title. Because I sure as fuck don't want to see him going after Seth, or I don't want to see him going after whoever the next. I don't want to see him and Jay. I do not want to see him and Jay. I will go the fuck
Saudi Arabia show. It's probably gonna happen if Jay's still champ. Let's be honest. He's not gonna win, but
yeah, that's coming up pretty soon.
But
I can't
to your
remember when
point,
it is.
not to jump back to tonight, but we got a hell of a storyline right now with Paul Heyman being the wise man, and now teaming with Seth to go against Jay.
That's where I think it's going. I told you. That's where I think it's going to lead.
And you know,
they don't need to rush it, but I'm going to make a prediction of a SummerSlam main event right there.
You calling Jay versus Seth?
I think so. I kind of do. It makes a lot of sense. Jay doesn't. I'm going to be shocked if Jay hasn't passed SummerSlam at this point, but I'm going to say that's a good bet. Now, I do also want to add what you were talking about before. I think saying just because you have whatever opinion about Logan Paul, you're 100% right that he's the best non-wrestler to come out there and do it. Anyone who says otherwise is just fucking stupid or a fanboy of Bad Bunny or something. He's absolutely the best celebrity to wrestle. Yeah, there's no other choice. But I think y'all are sleeping on the match. I think it's. Let me just say this: are you going to be surprised if that's a fucking 5-star banger match at all? No, realistically.
I mean,
Logan can go, and we all know what AJ can do.
But that's kind of what worries me, and I'm relying on AJ's experience to calm the match down. And I'm not trying to say that negatively, but I truly think that Logan Paul is searching for a WrestleMania moment, and he's going to want to do all this crazy shit that AJ is going to hopefully be like, less is more.
I hope AJ can, and Triple H for that matter, can convince him that a true WrestleMania moment is a fucking banger match. That's what it really. I mean, that's what really gets remembered is the great moments are cool, but the great matches will always stand out. And I hope, and like I'm not like necessarily saying I expect it to be that, but I'm not going to be even a little bit surprised if this match really blows away a lot of people. The Logan can go with the right, and AJ can go with anybody.
And
we'll see what happens, obviously. But I think Logan will win, like you said.
And again,
I hate
it. I as a AJ Styles fan, as a fellow Georgia man, I hate that. But again, the next thing I hate about that, and this ties back into my part-timer speech, as much as I clown on Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Brock Lesnar and everyone being part-timers, Logan Paul still doesn't have that attraction fan base or that attraction ability yet. Nobody goes to shows because Logan Paul is going to be there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I worry that because of his influencer and YouTube and social media fan base, that's what they're going to try to do. And unless, to your point, as much as this fucking pains me to say, Roman Reigns didn't have to defend his title every week. And we all realized that. But we tuned in to watch him lose it, even though it took over 1,400 days.
Yeah.
If Logan Paul wins, and I believe this is the next step for him, wins another mid-card title, whether it's the U.S. title again or the Intercontinental title, no one's going to tune in to watch Logan Paul lose it. It's going to be another match on the card.
Yeah, when Logan won the U.S. When it first happened, I said to myself and others, I was like, you know what? I don't hate it. I didn't like it after it was done, though. I didn't think he'd only have 2 defenses in 9 months or whatever it was. I didn't think he needed to be defending it every week either, by any means. But it was too few and far between for what it was. So
yeah.
I didn't hate the thought of it, but I when it was done, I was glad it was over. Really glad.
Like I said, and my problem with somebody like Logan Paul and not being able to slow down is if he does that to AJ may get hurt. Logan may get hurt, and that'll jeopardize future plans because he's going to want to go from the ring post to the table. He's going to want to do another double springboard. And I love AJ. That motherfucker's too old to be doing all that crazy shit.
Man, I wish we could get another AJ World Title run. It's not going to happen. Let's be honest. I really wish it, man. AJ, he blew. Like I knew of him when he came over. What was it, 2016? I think
2016.
I knew
if we
of
would have
him.
got AJ Styles,
I was just blown away by how good. Yeah, I was just beyond blown away at how good he was, and I mean he's amazing. I'm such a fan of AJ, and I wish we could see more from him, but. It is what it is. I just hope I hope he gets a good match. I just hope he gets a good Mania match, and then some more good matches. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not going to down it yet, but we'll see. So
yeah,
the women's tag title.
We've
already talk about it?
We've spent enough time on that one, I think.
Let's go past it. Even I'll say go past it.
Drew versus Damian Priest. Brady's favorite wrestler.
I don't even know how
Drew all the way.
Look, I don't even know how this came to be.
What do you mean you know how it came to be? Drew cashed in, or Damian cashed in on Drew.
Okay, but that was last year. I haven't been paying any attention to this feud.
Old fucking pirate ass.
It's a damn filler match is all this is going to be.
Man, I'll be honest. I wasn't that interested when I heard the rumor, 3 months ago, and apparently a lot of other people weren't. I think they've done the best of what they have to work with. Because what the fuck else are the two of them going to do? Not be on Mania, which I get your point of what you were saying earlier, and I don't disagree with you. But I think it's the best with what they got to do, and I think they have made the best of it.
Well, so
I don't think it's going to be a banger match by any means, but I think Drew will win and we'll move on, and Brady will wear his shirt. So,
well, so my thing about that though is like, it's hard for me to look at this match because if you're on the card at WrestleMania, you are developed, you are worth a damn, and you are somebody. And as horrible as this is, because we need to live in the moment, because I'm one of those people, I don't believe in taking pictures or videos at places on my cell phone because I want it just suck all the moment in. But where does this take Drew or Damian? Because when this match ends, it's done. Does either one winning or losing put them in a position to do something else?
No.
It could for Drew.
Not in my opinion.
It could for Drew. It could for Drew.
Where?
Where's it going to put him?
Maybe he beats John Cena for the title.
He sucks.
Brady, you know my theory. You know my theory. So we'll see.
But again, right? Like, but on that note, does Drew need this Mania match to get to where you think he's going to go?
No, absolutely not. Again, this match
is a filler match.
It's not must. Yeah, I know. It's absolutely a filler match. I don't disagree with that at all. I don't think it's going to be anything special. I think they've made the best of what they have to work with it. That's why I'm
Again.
saying that I'm actually excited for it.
Cleaning my
But
kitchen
it'll be okay.
Cleaning my kitchen match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Refilling my drink match.
We all knew that. Randy versus Unknown.
I guess we're gonna find out
Without knowing
tomorrow.
who it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish it would. I wish, man. Hey, I hope KO's. I hope this isn't some long-term serious thing for him. KO's a good dude. I hope. I hope it's not him out forever or out for 2 years. Whatever the best outcome for him is, I hope for. KO.
Yep.
I'm a big KO fan. I don't know
Sure.
about you, JT, but
Yeah, I mean,
it
I
really
think
it really sucks to see. And I think. I mean, JT, how many people can you think of that just bad injuries happen, and so you hate to see it for longtime people you've been fans
absolutely.
of. So,
Well,
every time I hear neck, it just makes me cringe, man.
So
I hope everything's good for him. So
the number one thing that I love about Kevin Owens, I firmly believe in my heart of hearts, he's still a fan. And to see someone literally, because again, I don't know the dude, never claim to know the dude, but I think Kevin Owens' Mania moments mean more to him than his world title. His ability to say that I won the WWE Championship, his ability to say that I was in Stone Cold's last match, his ability to say that he carried the winged eagle, no matter if it's not, real or not. The little shit like that, to me, I think that knowing, and I say knowing, hearing and understanding Kevin Owens as a fellow fan makes it all the more wild to me. And that's why I hate it so much that he's gone for possibly forever. So to see someone who in my mind has given more than he's taken from the business is what kills me.
Yeah. And you know what else is good about Kevin Owens? He blocked Brady's ass on X.
No.
So
He sure did.
he's a good guy in my book.
You're a fuck.
Okay.
Brady said something that was a jackass response to something, and Kevin said,
I mean,
fuck that
in
guy,
all
I'm blocking
fairness,
him.
in all fairness, Jim Cornette also has Brady blocked on it.
It's good shit.
Hey, Dave Metzer blocked me. That's my claim to fame there.
Yeah.
That fucking clown.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it would be great to see Nick Aldis lace up those boots. But I think
have you seen much of him actually wrestle? By the way, I haven't. So
no.
So that's what I was going to say is I don't know that would do him justice because a lot of the WWE universe doesn't understand that him or Adam Pearce are actually very talented.
Hey, I mean, he still looks like he's a big guy in shape. I got a feeling if he goes out there, I'm pretty sure he's probably still fucking ripped or something. Like, if he goes out there looking like he can go, I think the WWE universe will get into it. And I don't know what else they can do other than a surprise like Rusev or something. So
again,
we'll see.
This is
it doesn't
where
even long term.
This is where I have some feelings and emotions about this. It would be great to see Nick Aldis. It'd great to see Rusev, but at the end of the day, there's 100 fucking superstars that fought 365 days this year to be on this card. So whoever it is, they better do it right. They better do it good, and it better have a payoff.
Yep.
So you're saying it needs to be R-Truth then, right?
I mean, 100%.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate.
No one would. It's fucking R-Truth.
And I could see R-Truth coming out there and be like, this ain't the John Cena U.S. Open Challenge? Like,
yes. That would be amazing. Oh my God. Okay, JT, officially you've made whatever happens not as good. So thank you asshole.
But no, like, and again, that's from a place of love, not a place of hate towards Aldis, Rusev, or whatever. But again, I've always been this dude in my profession and in life that hard work pays off. A man is measured by the strength of his back, the sweat of his brow. Give someone a chance. I mean, I'm not a huge NXT guy, But what if that's Trick Williams' call up? I know he just won a title, but I mean,
that's the thing though.
No, he didn't. Y'all were wrong about that. Obafemi won.
sorry, I was drinking.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe, who knows? But I don't think they're going to do a call up at WrestleMania.
I wouldn't hate an NXT guy, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
But again, right to that point, I would rather have an NXT guy than Rusev. I would rather have someone that is believable to tell a continuing story.
Was there a Rusev Randy feud at any point?
Not really.
Not that I can remember, no.
Yeah, I mean, it just wouldn't make a lot of sense. But also, there wasn't a Cody and Seth feud before, really, was there? No, because he left us.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, as much as I love for the fucking glass to break and Stone Cold show up, this isn't the time.
No. Okay, yeah, that's not the time. Randy Orton is definitely not the time. But
punt his bald ass.
Main event is going to be Cody versus Cena for the title. This is where some stakes are held. All right, so Cody's got to fucking win, dude. Like, that's just all there is to it.
Why is that?
Fuck Cena and his garbage. Like, he doesn't need to be the 17-time champion.
Well, he's not going to because he's got to get through Ric Flair to get it.
Yeah.
Ric Flair is going to be there.
Not gonna fucking win. He doesn't need it. The only reason I could see Cody dropping the belt to Cena tomorrow night is if they have SummerSlam booked, and the only way that it's gonna have to either be Orton and Cena or Punk and Cena. That's it. I mean, those are the only two options. They've done Roman recently with Cena. What are you shaking your head for? Like, tell me what would
he threw Phil's name out there like we want to see him in those situations. I don't know.
You don't want to see a Punk versus Cena feud?
No,
not for a title.
I want to see a match on a farewell tour. I mentioned it before. I think Cena is going to be babyface by SummerSlam at most, if not earlier. He doesn't need to have a long run if he gets it. So I want to see those matches, but what feuds I want to see, Punk's not one of them. No, sorry.
All right, so I said Orton. So
Orton makes sense. Orton makes all the sense.
So okay, he wins, and then
1 month
got
feud.
Orton and Cena at SummerSlam. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. Or is that too far?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know where to go with it other than my whole big over the top conspiracy theory of Drew being, the last guy that turns on Cena, and that's the reason John goes back babyface. That's a very far-fetched idea, but to me it makes sense. And that's total fantasy, so there's not too much reason to speculate too much on it, but it would be pretty cool.
So
but I just don't think Cena doesn't need a long run, but I think it should happen.
This is hot off the press. This is serious book in the territory match right here. I mean, I wish I could say I thought of this earlier. We're going to get Cody versus... Again, this is just a scenario that I think would pan out great. We get Cena versus Cody. And then, because he hasn't been around, we get the final boss showing up. He goes to help Cena. The glass breaks. Steve gets a stunner on Cena, or at least The Rock. And then Cody takes the win. And then The Rock confronts Cena. And we get Cena turning on The Rock. And we get Rock and Cena at SummerSlam. But there's other storytelling before that, right? Like, that could be because Cena will do the double turn and he'll go back because we've got heel Cena, box is checked. Let's pull it back off of him. Let's get face Cena back so he starts selling tickets again. And then leading up to SummerSlam or something else, the final boss makes his appearance again to say nobody crosses me. And then we get, the match between Rock and Cena to close that chapter. All the while, between now and then, or post that, we still get our Orton and Punk feud that we want out of Cena. You know, whether it be Punk or Orton wins another title, but now Cena's going to get another shot for 17 against one of them, and not at Mania.
Okay, well, let's flip the card. What if Cody wins? Where are we going?
If Cody were to win, I think that in due time, you can't deny that LA Knight just had a championship and is still growing. Jacob Fatu is still growing. I don't want to see Solo again.
Yeah, who's the monster heel for him? That's the question then.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I don't, and no one knows when they're going to do the fucking draft anymore, right?
Supposedly they're going to do it. They're doing another one after Mania, supposedly.
Well,
So
so
I think there's some NXT call-ups and that kind of stuff. We'll see, obviously. But.
so I mean,
But did the drafts really fucking matter? Because we bounce around everywhere.
well, sure, but I mean, again, right? Like, what happens when Gunther gets drafted and he targets Cody? What
I
happens?
like that as a full feud.
You know, what happens when, you know, we get a draft and all of a sudden Punk is going to find Cody?
And they've talked about it.
What happens if, short term, the winner of AJ versus Logan goes? There's opportunities that exist, especially in something. And again, it's with the brand split. I believe the SmackDown after Mania could be as important or bigger than the Raw after Mania.
I honestly think the SmackDown that we're leading into is going to be a very, very important event. It's I think going to point the direction where either Cody or Cena are going to go. And you know, also that TLC match they've got going, it's gonna help with that.
Be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. But at the end of the night, who do you want walking out as the champion tomorrow?
For shitty reasons, I want it to be Cody.
Okay. All right. He wants a 17. You want Cody?
I want it.
I'll take Cena on the caveat they recognize Ric Flair's 21 championships.
They're not going to. Well,
I mean, I think whoever's going to be, like, I think if it's Cody, I think we hear some glass shatter.
yeah.
I think if it's Cena, there's no point to hear Stone Cold come out, because what would he do then, you know? But I think if they decide it's going to be Cody, then if it is, then I'm all for seeing Stone Cold come out and stun The Rock if Rock shows up, you know. But if it's not, then it doesn't make any sense. So I don't know, man. I think it will be Cena just because they want that. It doesn't have to be long, kind of like Jay. It doesn't have to be long, but we'll see what goes on. I think there's more interesting stories, and Cody's a better chaser, like most baby faces.
That's my thing though, and that's what I worry about Cody is when he loses that belt, what is he going to do?
Like I said,
there has to be something hot to keep him away from that title.
I think that Cody needs to take time away. Like, he needs to take 2-3 months off, get away from the business for a minute, and then come back for SummerSlam. And then
but Cody's not Roman, you know. He wishes he was, but he's not Roman, so he can't just do that.
Calm the fuck down. Yeah, you're right. He's not Roman. He has talent. He can show up every week and tell a story.
Oh.
Yeah, my ass. Anyway, I'd go for a Randy Cody feud. Bring back some of the legacy stuff and mix it up. Hey,
they teased it for a while there. I thought that was going to be the direction for a minute there.
Well, Randy got hurt.
They changed directions with it, but they teased it. And I mean, let's be honest, Randy Orton can shift into a title feud literally whenever the fuck they feel like he needs to.
Yeah,
and he'll step it up and make it believable and fun and good. So
I mean, what happens if they do a draft and Cody goes to Raw? We could get Cody versus Jay, or the guy, or Cody coming in to avenge Jay as friends.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. If it gets me another...
Hey, maybe he loses and that's how he gets drafted to Raw.
I want him to win the tag titles again.
No, did y'all hear me? Maybe he loses and then he gets drafted to Raw so that he's away from that title picture.
Yeah. I mean, that's very possible.
Well, so again, I don't know if you heard me, but just to hear another Jay and Cody promo at the post conference, I would totally just let them do it. That shit is one of the greatest moments of all time. Do you feel him, sir?
That was fantastic.
All right, guys, we're almost 2 hours into this.
Oh,
So
my brothers. I know it's probably my turn, probably not my turn. But while we were talking, I came up with one of the best off the top rope questions that I think we could do right now.
Off the top rope.
Okay.
And we're going to send it around the horn. So, off the top rope, I asked all of you gentlemen, because I firmly believe this is not a if, but a when. When does WrestleMania go overseas?
Ooh. I'm gonna go 2030 is gonna be the year that they go.
Fuck you, that's when it's supposed to be in Georgia, and that's where I'm trying to get back to.
I'm gonna say at least 5 years from now. There's a lot of logistics that they have to figure out. It's not just like a one-off where they, elimination chamber or something like it's a big deal. So I give it 5 years, and then they'll be
Within the next 5 years?
Yeah, they'll be overseas. They'll be in Europe, London, England.
So somewhere between 42 and 46.
Yeah.
Roach, what you got?
I mean, I don't know that I can predict when, but I'm going to say if it were in 3 years, I would not be shocked. I think London is – I don't think it's if but when, It's London. I mean, they'll pack Wembley easily for 2 nights. And I think – because I think we're at the point – I mean, y'all talked about it a couple weeks back, and I was like, oh, I wish I was on this because I would have just told you how wrong you were. Or at least Brady was saying this. But he was saying, no, WWE is an American company. And I'm like, yeah, it's not anymore. As much as we want it to be, it's not. It's a worldwide company. They've got deals with more people watching Netflix in other countries than are watching here in the US. So having it be on during the day or at night or whatever, I don't think they really give that much of a crap anymore about catering to the US audience for that. So it's pretty much a money grab. They've said as much. Nick Khan said, hey, wherever we're getting paid the most. New Orleans is obviously shelling it out every 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of time before London does. And I mean, maybe it's 5 years, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 3, like not even a little bit. So it's going to happen eventually, but I don't know when, though.
Papa Gimmicks, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Brady. I'm going to say within the next 5 years.
It's
sooner than later, basically, yeah.
I have a theory.
Okay.
I think WrestleMania 50 is going to go home to the Garden just for nostalgia and as a milestone moment, and they will announce overseas for 51. Give the go home to 50, and then that'll be because that gives us that gives 10 years worth of planning to figure out the logistics and figure out what and again, I think it won't be so right now, from what I understand, they have the bidding process out to 5 years ish. Because I heard the rumor that Atlanta put in a bid for 2030. So I think they will earmark 51 and give special attention overseas because that will let them say that they went home. And now that they've gone home, they're going further than ever.
Do you think, though, that they're going to only do a 20,000 seat arena for WrestleMania at this point?
So, again, with the 2-night show, I think it would be historic and honorable mention to go to the Garden for night 1 or night 2, and then go across the river to Jersey or somewhere else in New York for night 2. That's not unheard of.
WrestleMania 2 did it. So, yeah. I mean, I just thought of this. You were kind of mentioning 5-year bids and bids in general. The way I understand the current Netflix deal, I want to say that, or it could just depend on, I think Peacock's exclusivity for the PLEs is up in next year, I think, actually. I think if Netflix gets all the rights, it'll happen a lot sooner than we say, because they're basically not giving a shit about catering to time zones on Netflix at all. So I think it's highly, highly possible that if Netflix gets all these PLEs like at the end of 26 or whenever that's could possibly happen, I think sooner than later, realistically, because they clearly don't give a shit about catering to the time zones anymore with Netflix.
And I'll be honest with you, like, as much as I wish that I could have watched it live, I'm really good about not watching the spoilers, unlike somebody else. I didn't mind it. I come home from work, get a shower, watch fucking wrestling, take my old ass to bed. You know, and I'm eligible for first retirement in 5 years, so I'm all about that. That'd be stupendous in my world. But yeah, but going back to how I prefaced this question, I don't think it's a matter of if; it's a matter of when. At this point,
it is 100%, 100%.
Between,
I'll say this: I hope to God it's not Saudi, just because that's just cringeworthy.
well, so that was my next point. I think
how their other shows are, but we'll see what happens. I mean,
I think the first overseas Mania will be a bid between Saudi and Wembley. I really do.
well, Saudi will win the money war, which that seems to be their bigger concern. Which, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. Yeah, it's in some ways that's shitty, but it is what it is. So.
But at the same time, Wembley can. So they would win the bidding for the city, but Wembley's going to produce more ticket sales, merch sales, food sales. You know,
bigger press, bigger everything. Yeah. Correct. So that's got to be. I would say maybe there's a possibility that that's also a concern. Hey, Saudi Arabia shows tend to just kind of be their own thing, where people go there for money grabs, but they don't always get as much attention. Certainly, the WWE shows that we have in Saudi are, for the most part, they've gotten better than they were, but they're pretty much throw-offs. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and the problem is, and I think the problem with doing a Mania in Saudi is Saudi has too much say-so in what they want, like with Goldberg.
Oh yeah, they're going to say, "Hey, we just bid $500 million. We want this match." Rumor was, I swear, I read the rumor that they legitimately were like, "Can we have Yokozuna in the Greatest Royal Rumble?" That's why they had some fucking sumo guy in it that no one knew who the hell he was, because that's a rumor that I heard that can we have Yokozuna? I really heard that, and not from multiple sources actually. That's why there was a random sumo guy in it in that Greatest Royal Rumble thing or whatever.
Yeah, and so I don't know, but I think because the word on the street right now is that AEW has a UK tour booked, and WWE said "fuck you" and booked a UK tour at the same time.
Wow.
That would like watching those two WWE Monday Night Raw style going head to head. That, first of all, I think WWE is 100% going to come out on top. I'm biased, but that is going to produce some of the greatest fucking wrestling of the past 20 years.
Yeah.
So
I just hope you better. Hey, no. I just thought of this actually too. So you better hope Saudi doesn't win that bid, JT, because that means they're going to want Logan Paul for a championship. Because rumor is that's why he fought Roman is heavy again. That's the word. He seems to get a marquee match in those Saudi shows every time. So
it just goes to show that just goes to show that even Roman or Punk isn't the best part timer around the world. Logan Paul outperforms the both of them. Even Papa Gimmicks is shaking it. You make this 2 weeks.
Damn, dude. Oh God.
Okay. Final thoughts.
Hey man, I'm ready for WrestleMania night 2. See what goes on there, and I think we should reconvene tomorrow evening after the show, and for
Are you gonna be there, JT?
Say again.
Are you gonna be there tomorrow night?
Yes, sir. I'm off on Monday, so I'll be here for night 2.
Okay. So yeah, no, absolutely, we should definitely do this. I got a feeling there's gonna be more spectacle, like you said, tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%.
Do we think that if you smell, do we think that's happening?
He has to. He fucking has to,
needs
bro.
to.
Yeah. If not, it's fucking dead. There's gonna be no more point for The Rock to show up ever again. He needs to stay at the boardroom and be fucking done.
If it's a clean match, Cody's winning. I'll say that. If it's a clean match, Cody's winning.
You can't
Cena's
have
not beating
heel
him.
Cena going clean.
Well, no, I say, maybe okay. If it's, I think I say clean, it maybe Cena tries to cheat, but I think Cody's only going to lose if it's like because of interference or something.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to be great. I think that there's going to be a lot more to it tomorrow, and I can't wait. So it's a shame that we have gone through this whole WrestleMania season. We're already at night 2, and the build has not been near what it was last year.
Do you remember what we were saying after Elimination Chamber, Brady? How much we were into it like last year and all this shit? Because that was so hyped after the Cena turn.
And then it just
hasn't. I mean, it's not like it's been the worst thing I've ever seen by any means, but yeah, it definitely hasn't been as much as the last 2 years were at all.
I mean, dude, the heel turn, and then The Rock never showed up, and the Cena never showed up. Like,
and
come
Cena,
on.
Okay, and how the Cena gets one, crossroads without even any offense to set him up for it, which I fucking hate when they do that shit, by the way. Yeah. They set up a finisher, like, with no offense to set it up on something like that, and he sits there and holds it for 3 or 4 seconds before he even does it, again, with no offense to, like, incapacitate him beforehand. But, yeah, Cody laying Cena out flat with one damn crossroads, that was just shitty. So, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I hope Cena wins because it means it's going to be more story, crazy moment, big moment, pop things happening to cause it. But we'll see.
You do know that Cody has to carry that match, right? Let's just lay it out. He's going to carry that whole match.
Okay, I mean, regardless of that, did you expect it to be a 5-star classic?
I mean,
no.
I
don't think it's going to be bad. But yeah, no, Cody's going to carry. You're right. Absolutely.
Well, so hold on. Here's my caveat. Cody has been targeting John Cena, saying you can't wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
I firmly believe in my heart of hearts that Cody and that fucking John Cena has been at the Nightmare Factory rehearsing this fucking match for a month. And we are going to see some old school, down and dirty, Dean Malenko, William Regal, Vern Gagne, Ric Flair style wrestling out of John Cena.
Hey, remember when people used to say Cody couldn't wrestle and he gave us the fucking US Open challenge and said, "What? Let me fucking show you, motherfuckers." So yeah, you're right. Now that you say that, you're right. People saying he can't wrestle, I think when he has a point to prove, he'll go out there and show he can. So hopefully he has been.
Yeah, 100%.
You're right. I'm underestimating him. Really good point, JT.
I mean, you can't discount John Cena for.
Did you see what Brady's ass just did?
Hater, bro. Spoken like a true Punk fan. Like, God damn. Yeah, I think that John Cena is doing his part to make this worth our time and effort. And again,
now that you say that, I agree. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe I'm wrong. I think we're going to get more than the 5 moves of doom. And again, some of that show and flair with Rock, Austin. Who knows? Maybe the Undertaker's going to come out for the screw job again, and the Rock's going to rock bottom him. Like, haha, you got me last year, bitch. Fuck you.
I hope he knocks him down, and then Undertaker sits up, and Rock kicks him down and does the people's elbow.
That shit is so classic.
Yeah.
I know. That was great. Like, who else can get away with that but the fucking Rock, man? That was great. That's great, dude.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Yeah. We have a whole nother night. Fucking Papa Gimmicks is going to be out chasing tornadoes. Brady's going to catch these hands. And Roach needs to go get some new belts that don't have Roman plates on them.
No.
Yeah. Shit. So just so you know, this is the belt that is coming into WrestleMania tomorrow and leaving WrestleMania tomorrow. Right there. That's all there is to it. And yeah. So on that note, I'm Brady. That's JT. That's Phil. That's Papa Gimmicks. And that is CHRIS ROACH.
Did you forget his name?
You guys. You mean start over?
Too late now. I'm not editing this shit out.
All right, guys. We're gonna reconvene tomorrow, and yeah, we'll catch y'all then.
Holla holla.
Peace out.